everybody, welcome to my channel, That's Ready Homeschool. My name is Mrs. T. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we are going to be doing a pre-kindergarten curriculum pick video for our 2025 to 2026 school year, which is crazy. This is going to be for my second child. It's our second year homeschooling him, and he will be 4.5 at the beginning of the school year. So let's go ahead, hop into it. I'm going to put the price of these objects, these curriculum pieces here on the screen. And at the end of my picks, we are going to go over what it would cost if you bought all of this at once, and then how we are going to implement it. So let's go ahead, let's hop right in. And we're going to start with math. So for math with my pre-kindergartner, we are going to be using 3 math programs. I have just found that this is working for our family. So we are going to, sally forth. We're going to keep using what is working. So we will be using Kindergarten Math with Confidence. We will also be using Matthew C. Primer. And we are going to be rounding out our math with Mathematical Reasoning Level A. So we are actually probably going to start Mathematical Reasoning Level A before the start of the year because he's near the very end of the previous one. And we only go through a single page a day for that one. So we will probably be starting that one a little early. All right, let's talk about language arts. So for language arts, there were a couple of things I wanted to consider in the pre-kindergarten year. I wanted us to focus on phonics, a little bit of handwriting, and I also wanted us to focus on just reading exposure. A lot of that reading comprehension that I find is very enriching in like the kindergarten year. I feel like you can do in the pre-kindergarten year by just reading a lot often and talking about them. So let's start with phonics and then we'll go through those other pieces of it. So for phonics, we are going to be using All About Reading Level 1 here, which worked really well or is working really well with my older child. So I'm very excited to use this with him. He is currently blending and he is reading short sentences now. So he is definitely ready for this program. I'm ready to step him into it. Now, additional phonics, and this is also primarily going to be his handwriting practice, is going to come from Explode the Code, that primer series. So he will be starting book B here probably in the summer, but will most likely still be on book B come the beginning of the school year. But we will also start making our way through our book C. Now, the way that I am kind of envisioning handwriting is I don't want any formal handwriting for my pre-kindergartner until he finishes this, because this is good handwriting practice. It's small quantity-wise, and I think that I didn't want to add too much for my 4.5-year-old. So we will probably later in the year add in handwriting. Now, reading. We will be just consuming a lot of picture books, which we get a lot from home and also the library. We go on weekly library runs. We read a lot. In the past school year, we've crossed over well over 1,000 picture books in the last school year, or our current school year. So we just read a lot, we consume a lot, and we just embrace it. We love reading. Now for like family read alouds, what I wanted us to do is I wanted to pick some books, but not pick too many. I wanted to enable us to just explore read alouds, like what sounds good in the moment. So I have 5 here that I picked, really considering my pre-kindergartner's personality. And I picked these ones, but I think we will definitely be getting 2 more. And these are going to be read with my first grader as well. So if you want to see the other ones he will be hearing, make sure you watch my first grader's curriculum pick video too. All right, we have The Fabled Stables. This is a little book trilogy currently. There are only 3 of them. And they are very, very colorful and pretty. So we have this one here. We have 3 Adventures on Deckawoo Drive, which is a continuation of the Mercy Watson series. Mercy Watson is a pig and they're lovely. These ones are not as bright and colorful, but they do have pictures. And my child loves the Mercy Watson books. So that one. We have Toys Go Out, that's on our list. We also have My Neighbor Totoro. We love this movie. This is actually my child's favorite movie. He loves it. He is just like May, who's the younger daughter. So when I saw this was a chapter book, I'm like, let's do it. So we're going to be reading this as a family. And then the last one that I picked up considering this child is Tum Tum and Nutmeg. And this one also has Adventures Beyond Nuthouse Hall. And these look really cute as well. They do have some pictures in here, but it's not very much. So yes, so I considered these. We will also be exploring fairy tales and Mother Goose. We have a number of different collections, as well as the library has a few. And I just wanted to call out as well, we do have a resource that we are currently using that I think will be wrapped up next year. And that's going to be what your preschooler needs to know from core knowledge. We do have the activity books to go along with this. We are currently in activity book number 1. And I don't know if we'll get the second activity book or not, but we do really enjoy using this as a resource. They have great pictures. There's story, there's history, there's science, there's all sorts of fun things in here. So we will continue exploring this and probably through his pre-kindergarten year as well. Okay, and then the last thing, I just want to say, we're not specifically pulling in like a science curriculum or a social studies curriculum, but we are going to be intentional about including frequent art and frequent music. So for our music, we are going to continue working with a program that's been working. We love this, and that is Prodigy's music lessons. We do them primarily online, and my child can read music. He is playing his bells. He knows his solfege hand signs like do, re, mi, and so forth. And it's a really good program. Like, why change what is working? And we did invest in this program, and I'm glad that we did. But yeah, we will continue that for his music exposure. And then for art, I want to just restock our art supplies and pull him in for things like coloring, which we have a website I'll put down here. They have really great free coloring sheets. We access it all the time. So we'll do some coloring and we'll just do basic art. We'll have paint and I don't know, all sorts of things. I'll put my whole list here in what I like to keep in stock on hand. All right, let's go over to the cost now of what it would cost for all of this.
For this pre-kindergarten year, our math would cost us around $228.74 if we were buying all of it from square one. Phonics would be $221.03. The music program, I selected just one of the basic kits, but they do have different kits, but that goes for $219. And then for miscellaneous, that's including that core knowledge, what your preschooler needs to know. So that means altogether, this year would have cost us $685.52. Now that is not how much I paid, so make sure you subscribe so you can see my budgeting for this year.
All right, and we're back. Let's talk a little bit about schedule. For my pre-kindergarten year, you guys, our goal is going to be to do school 4 days a week. Right now we do 4 days with my preschooler and it's working well. We're just going to continue that. I think we will move toward 5 days a week in our kindergarten year. And because he's not doing very much, we're going to be consistent about every day is going to have the reading, let's try again. It's going to have the math and the handwriting, so explode the code, as well as his phonics. So we're gonna do all 3 of those components every day, and that's it. We're gonna keep it really simple. And then the music, the art, the enriching activities like being outside, those library runs, the museum runs, the zoo runs, all that will be extra. And then the last thing I forgot to mention too is we do martial arts with my child. So he does do some martial arts once a week. We are going to be doing a homeschooling group as well, so he will be kind of present for that, but mainly geared toward his older sibling. And then we are also swimming, so we do go to the pool once a week as well. So he's getting a lot of activities, a lot of exercise, a lot of time outdoors, and some good socialization. And that is it, you guys. Go ahead, comment down below. Let me know what you think of our pre-kindergarten year, and let me know what you are most excited for your upcoming school year. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.